Hi, this is Greg Marquis, and you're watching the Songwriter Sessions on RCTV.
Keep on a better path, you'll make it despite what you may lack.
Hi, and welcome into the Songwriter Sessions. I'm your host, Ryan Panett. Today in studio we have a singer-songwriter originally from Litchfield, Connecticut, but now is studying music industry at Northeastern University. His name is Greg Marquis, and he's going to be playing some music for us today and also talking about some of his music. We're going to jump right into it, and Greg's going to open with his song, Nest.
Don't call it a phase, my dear, that's not what I mean. What it is, it's something that cannot be redeemed. But one thing is for sure, I can't care anymore. When I first saw you smile, I buckled at the knees, knowing how much joy it'd bring if I could make that image freeze. But one thing is for sure, I can't want this anymore. When it's gone, can't fight it. When it's gone, it's gone. When it's gone, can't fight it. When it's gone, it's gone. Oh, 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 oh. Well, that place was your face, my dear, and I can't shake that thought. So it was with this circumstance that my new home was wrought. My own nest of belief that I'd find within you everything I need. When it's gone, can't fight it. When it's gone, it's gone. When it's gone, can't fight it. When it's gone, it's gone. When it's gone, can't fight it. When it's gone, it's gone. When it's gone, can't fight it. When it's gone, it's gone. When it's gone, it's gone. Don't you worry, I've slipped into this before. I'll be sure to make my way out soon as I can find the door. When it's gone, can't fight it. When it's gone, it's gone. When it's gone, can't fight it. When it's gone, it's gone. When it's gone, can't fight it. When it's gone, it's gone. When it's gone, can't fight it. When it's gone, it's gone. 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 Oh.
All right, thank you very much, Greg.
No problem.
And welcome on to the Songwriter Sessions.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's get right into the questions. The first question is, when did you first start playing music? When did, obviously your finger picking skills are pretty good on the guitar.
Thanks.
When did you first start playing?
Well, guitar, I didn't start playing guitar till I was probably about 13. I think that's when I started playing guitar. I started taking lessons. I took lessons for like 7 years, but I've been playing music, like considering myself a musician probably since I was, a child. This is pretty much when I was in school. I would say around 4th grade when I first started chorus. because I come from a whole family of musicians. My dad was always playing music, so it was kind of just always a thing I knew I was or would be at some point in time.
Yep.
So.
And now you mentioned yet you come from a whole family of musicians. You have your older brother Brian, has been in a number of bands, and most recently Therefore I Am. Now he's doing his own solo acoustic stuff. Your other brother Sean is in the band Vanna. How much has that had an impact on you as a musician, growing up with brothers that also are musicians?
I mean, that's probably the biggest impact. I mean, my dad playing music was one thing that was always there, but my brothers playing music, like, they were the ones I always looked up to, and I still do. My dad built a sound room in our basement, and it was like soundproofed, hardly. We had like a PA and everything in there, and pretty much for as long as I can remember, there were always bands downstairs, like always different crazy music. Brian practicing vocals or loud hardcore bands. Brian was in so many bands since he was like 13, and so yeah, it's had a huge impact on my life growing up, hearing their bands, going to all their shows. They used to be in a band together in high school. They like did a bunch of cover songs and stuff, and so my influence, everything I know about music and everything, all the music that I like, a lot of it comes from them, and I owe a lot of it to them. So yeah, definitely.
Now, have you had much of an? You said that Sean and Brian played in a band together in high school. Have you had much of an opportunity to play with your brothers in a musical setting?
Unfortunately, not as much as I would like to. I mean, I'm so much younger than them. I'm 10 years younger than Brian and 6 years younger than Sean, that, like, when they were around 16 or in their 20s, I was still just a kid, so they just saw me as just a kid, just their kid brother. And only recently, in the past, like, 5 years, have, we all kind of started to see ourselves on a similar level where they see me as a musician. They, my brother Brian and I have been doing a lot lately. Like, the past couple of years, we would go back and forth with his song ideas and my song ideas, and we'd help each other out. And when I played his CD release, we did a few songs of his together.
Yep.
And at one point it came up, I was like, how have none of us been in a band together? Like, we've got three brothers who sing. Sean can sing too, he just, doesn't, but he can sing really well. Got one who plays bass, two that play guitar, and they both know how to play drums. I'm like, why don't we do a Marquis brother thing at some point in time? And Brian was like, it'll probably happen eventually.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So where did you initially start writing songs?
I think I first started writing songs definitely in high school. I think it was about like 14 or 15, and I was always trying to get a band together. I was struggling. The scene in my hometown, Litchfield, Connecticut, I mean, there's no scene. It's just like everyone's kind of, there's just no like hard music scene for the type of music that I wanted to play. So I always wanted to play in like a post-hardcore or heavy rock band, and I had a few friends, but we never pulled anything together. So I reached a point where I was just like, well, I need to make some sort of music. I want to create something. So I started on acoustic guitar, so I figured I'd, just mess around in that, do some cover songs, just play some open mics at my school or whatever events my school had. And then eventually I just always liked coming up, like finding chords. Like before I took theory, I just liked seeing what I could come up with on the guitar. And so, I don't know, I'd just have some chord progressions I was working on, and then, I always wrote lyrics since I was like probably 12, like poems and stuff. So just kind of one day decided, probably around the time I was 15, I just wrote a few songs, and I was like, this works, played those, and my friends liked them, so I just decided to keep going with that since the band thing wasn't working out. And so yeah, until Actor Observer, of course.
Cool. All right, so Greg's now going to play for us a few more songs, and the first one he's going to play is Murder in the City by the Avett Brothers.
If I get murdered in the city, don't call revenge in my name. One person dead from such is plenty. No need to go get locked away. When I leave your arms, things that I'll think of. No need to get over alarmed. I'm coming home. I wonder which brother is better, which one our parents love the most. I sure to get in lots of trouble. They seem to let the other go. A tear fell from my father's eyes. I wonder what my dad would say. He'd say, I love you and I'm proud of you both in so many different ways. If I get murdered in the city, go read the letter in my desk. Don't bother with all my belongings, just pay attention to the list. Make sure my sister knows I loved her. Make sure my mother knows the same. Always remember there was nothing worth sharing like the love that let us share our name. Always remember there was nothing worth sharing like the love that let us share our name.
All right, thank you very much, Greg. So why Murder in the City by the Avett Brothers?
I know it's got such a morbid title, doesn't it? Murder in the City. But it actually resonates with me in a lot of... The first time I saw it, it immediately struck a chord with me. No pun intended. First of all, I mean, that's definitely when I moved to the city is when I first heard this song, when I moved to Boston. And, like, not that I'm afraid of getting murdered in the city, but, you know, it's on your mind. The city is, you know, a rough, tough, dangerous place. And so, like, you know, that initially caught my attention. And, but specifically the second verse, when he says, I wonder which brother is better,
Right.
which one our parents love the most. Obviously, I relate to that, you know, thinking of my brothers and, you know, sometimes feeling like living in their shadow. But, and then the part about their father, you know, the dialogue there is a lot like the kind of stuff that our dad would say to us. And then just the last part, the sentiment that it, you know, relays is that, you know, the most important thing is family. And, you know, despite all else, you know, whatever happens, I'm just happy to have, you know, a great family that cares about me. So It's definitely sentimental. I've thought about changing the lyrics when I play it so it like suits my family because I don't have a sister, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I figure I'd just play it the way it is. And
Well,
it
sounds
works.
sounds good just the same.
Thanks.
All right, so the next song that you're going to play is actually a song that doesn't have a title.
Yeah, I don't have a title for this yet. I'm working on it. Haven't quite figured out what to call it because it's a really important song to me. But yeah, it's a song I wanted to write for the past year. For all of throughout 2011, I wanted to write it, and I just couldn't figure out how or what way to do it. But it's about Therefore I Am, my brother Ryan's band, and you know, they broke up in the end of 2010. And that actually, despite being my brother's band, they were really important to me and important to a lot of my friends. And I know they were really important to a lot of people in the scene, not just as a band, but like as, you know, what they represented, honesty, the messages that they, you know, relayed. And so when they broke up, I was, you know, just as heartbroken as my brother was and, you know, everybody else. And so I wanted to write a song that just kind of encapsulated that feeling because they really just, you know, I felt like, and I'm sure a lot of people felt like they just quit too soon. And, you know, they had a lot going for them, and, you know, their songs helped me through a lot, and they helped a lot of other people through a lot of things. So I finally, about a year later, I figured out how to write this song and say exactly what I wanted to say about it. And So yeah, it doesn't have a name yet because I want to make the name something that like alludes to Therefore I Am, but isn't obvious or isn't cheesy. So
Right, yeah, right.
for a second, I almost called it 1 year later, and then I was like, oh wait, that is a Therefore I Am song. So I'll figure out a name for it, but yeah, that's what this is about.
Cool.
So.
Remember when I started out, I was too young to know what it was about. But as I grew up with you, the things your music helped me through. Yes, I know we were family, but I know that it wasn't just me. What you gave us each night is treasured. Now all we have are these records. But now I can retrace it, and I can replace it. Something when you took the stage, put all our lives on the same page, made all of us feel reborn. I wish I had 1 minute more, please. Why'd you leave? I know how things they seem to change, and I accept the choices you have made. But when you said we were the same, I thought that you'd be here to stay. Remember when I broke my nose, a kid jumped over me in the front row, and Brian fell and broke his ribs while Alex yelled back at those kids, and Chris smiled wide at Jim, who knew that Travis was living it too. I still can see that child's face, man, we all still say those were the days. But now I can retrace it, and I can replace it. Something when you took the stage, put all our lives on the same page, made all of us feel reborn. I wish I had 1 minute more, please. Why'd you leave? I know how things they seem to change, and I accept the choices you have made. But when you said we were the same, I thought that you'd be here to stay. How selfish of me. How silly of me. How naive of me.
Thank you very much, Greg.
No problem.
Obviously, that is an emotionally charged song,
Yeah.
but very good nonetheless. So you're in a band, Actor Observer, which is a post-hardcore band, but you also can sit down and with an acoustic guitar and play kind of singer-songwriter-y style, just you and the guitar. What's it like being on both sides of that and having, you know, the post-hardcore band and then just playing acoustic?
It's interesting. I'm definitely really happy that I've, you know, done this with my life. I didn't really expect it to be that way. You know, obviously can't. But I mean, I'm really happy that Actor Observer came together because that's always what I really wanted to do. But you know, that's one way to express myself, and I feel like this is a totally different way. It's totally my thing. And you know, everything I'm expressing is just from me. And so it's kind of nice to have that outlet. I love working with Actor Observer and writing stuff like that, and the two are very different. Like there has never been a song that I've started like as an Actor Observer song and been like, you know, maybe this will work as an acoustic. Our songs just don't translate to acoustic, but balancing it is really interesting. It's cool because Actor Observer is what I focus on most, like, or have focused on most. Like that's been my main project. And then this is cool because there's no pressure, there's no stress. I work on it on my own whenever I want. You know, if I go a few weeks without working on it, no one's disappointed. It's not like I'm you know, losing ground or anything. It's just kind of pick up as I go, and it's really nice to have that because, you know, Actor Observer, we push ourselves so much, and they're depending on me, and we're always trying to keep ourselves moving forward. So it's nice to have something that's just purely just for the sake of expression whenever I want to.
Right.
But lately, the more I do both, the more it's kind of difficult because, you know, I'm working on balancing the vocals because obviously in Actor Observer I do a lot of singing, but I also do a lot of, you know, screaming and rougher singing. And with this, I kind of need more like clean vocals. And we actually just played a show a few days ago, and that, you know, my voice is a little raspy. It's kind of hard to get through some of the songs. But I mean, that's the only challenge. Otherwise, it's not too hard to balance. Not yet, anyway. I mean.
Now, which is easier to write songs for, Actor Observer or for yourself?
I'll say right away, easier is myself. Like Actor Observer, we try really hard to write really different kind of. We consider ourselves experimental or progressive or whatever, like to some degree. So we're always trying to push ourselves to make something unique and different, and I'm always trying to do that no matter what I'm making. But with my acoustic stuff, I don't worry about that as much. I find some chords that I like. I figure out a chorus and, you know, and whatever lyrics I use, and I just kind of go with it. And I'm not trying to, like, there's only so much you can do with one guitar. So my main goal when I'm playing by myself with my acoustic stuff is to just, you know, relay a feeling and, you know, the message that I'm trying to get across. So I definitely think it's easier to write this way, mainly because it's just one person.
Right.
I've only have to write one guitar part and one vocal part. I don't have to come up with drums and bass and another guitar part or anything like that. So
yeah. Cool. All right, well, the next song that you're going to play for us is Hearts to Hold.
Mm-hmm.
Lately, I've learned to let things be and accept the fact that nothing lasts, so enjoy the time we have. There's no use in waiting in the throes when everything is changing. It all just comes and goes, but ideas, they last as long as there are hearts. to hold them. So carry this song into your heart. We need no cemetery. Our hearts are where we'll bury the time that you shine. Oh, that grave ain't necessary. My heart is where I'll bury my pride with my lies. Recently, I made an odd discovery. On the side of the street, I found a discarded eulogy. Andy, the man's name was Andy. I didn't know him, but it seems to me those that did, they loved him and will miss him dearly. But he left them with the joy he generated. I don't know if these words made it, so please carry his song into your heart. We need no cemetery. Our hearts are where we'll bury the time that you shine. Oh, that grave ain't necessary. My heart is where I'll bury my pride with my lies. It's a heavy burden. It's a heavy burden to carry on, to carry on. I know that it's hard. I know that it's hard to carry on. But you left with us one thing. Transmissions permeating time and our lives. Our history will carry your history and bury the heights of your rights. From my null-set sanctuary, I'll close my eyes and marry the night to the sky.
All right, thank you very much, Greg. Well, we're getting down to the end of our show, but I wanted to give you the chance to tell us where we can find more Greg Marquis and where what you're working on. What's next for you?
Well, I have a Facebook page, but I'm probably going to change it soon. Right now, it's under Gregory Marquis because I had my personal page. It's Greg Marquis, and so I'm probably going to change my Facebook page to Greg Marquis Music. Actually, if you go to facebook.com/Greg Marquis Music, it'll bring you to the one I have now. So Facebook, I have a Bandcamp. Again, it's just Greg Marquis Music, and a Twitter. That's Greg. What's that? You know, that lower
Underscore.
line. Underscore. There it is. This guy. Underscore Marquis. Just my name a million times, which is, you know, annoying. But as far as what's next, I actually am in the middle of a couple things. First of all, I actually have been doing some pre-production with a friend of mine, Dan Jimenez. He actually, I'm working on recording a solo album, and he actually did some engineering and production on Actor Observer's EP. And so I've been doing pre-production with him, kind of all the songs that you're hearing tonight, except for the cover that I did. I'm basically gonna put all these on a CD and just record them well. It'll be the first time I'm recording my solo stuff, like actually taking it seriously, because my whole life I just recorded it on GarageBand, was like, oh, here's some songs, but I wanted to do these songs justice. They're really important to me, especially that last one that I just played. And so, yeah, I'm working on a CD with him. My first recording session is this Sunday, and it's basically going to be the same songs, but maybe some drums and bass and violin here and there. And then, so that'll probably, hopefully be done by the summer, by middle of summer probably, so maybe July. And then Actor Observer, we also are going to start recording a few new songs that we've been working on. We're always writing music, and we're always eager to get it out. So yeah, we're definitely, I don't have many details on that yet, but definitely keep your ears peeled. You know, facebook.com/actorobserver. Definitely going to have some new stuff, hopefully around the same time as my solo project. So definitely pretty busy.
Awesome. All right, well, we have one more song that Greg's going to play. I'd like to thank you for coming on the show, coming on to the Songwriter Sessions. And be sure to be on the lookout for more episodes of the Songwriter Sessions. Greg is going to take us out with his song, Burdens Fall.
Take too much to heart. It hasn't done right by me. Now each grain of salt I take is one too many. Keep on a better path. You'll make it despite what you may lack. Let all your burdens fall. You never needed them at all. These woes are trivial. They stir from dead end streets. Now lay your burdens upon the place where all of these roads do meet. Keep on a better path. You'll make it despite what you may lack. Let all your burdens fall. You never needed them. No, you never needed them at all. Live and learn, well, that you know, but no one else can tell you so. If you're holding strong to what you know is right, then you can do without the lies. Keep on